salty Gulf Coast to the rolling high plains, to the piney woods in the east. All across our dear Texas, folks need good food to eat. Our farmers and ranchers are heroes. They've always made Texas great. Texas agriculture matters. It's the heart of the Lone Star State. Oh, Texas got it all, y'all.
Well, howdy, neighbors. I'm your Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Texas Agriculture Matters right here on RFD-TV. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of agriculture innovation and the impact it has on the future of our agriculture industry. Now, over the past century, the way we farm has completely transformed. Agriculture producers are continuously searching for innovative ways to minimize efforts and investments while still achieving profits. By developing new solutions, our industry is able to address real-life challenges in real rural communities. Now, I'm continually proud of our Texas farmers and ranchers for their dedication to leading the agriculture industry in these technological advancements. Now, companies like mGenesis is a Texas-based animal health company. They proved just that. Their new platform has been carefully designed to optimize breeding strategies. All you need is a microscope and a smartphone. mGenesis has developed a safe, convenient, and effective way to improve animal reproduction and its sustainability. mGenesis currently focuses on livestock reproduction, but hopes to expand in the future, saving livestock farmers money and time. Now, let's join Tammy Arnder as she visits with Kara Wells, CEO and founder of mGenesis, and Russell Killingsworth, the Chief Veterinary Officer, for their perspective on advancements in assisted reproductive technological innovation is just another way Texas agriculture matters.
Dr. Kara Wells and Dr. Russell Killingsworth and their company mGenesis are on the cutting edge of technology when it comes to bovine reproduction. They're presenting their game-changing ideas at the Ag Innovation Challenge at the American Farm Bureau Convention in January. They're a finalist at the AFBF competition.
This is an amazing opportunity for us, especially for an old guy from a little rural town in Texas, to have an idea, and as the idea has grown and developed and we've gotten some proof of concept, that this has been recognized and we are getting recognition, and this is a wonderful opportunity to get it in front of the ag world.
Wells and Killingsworth are both from Texas. They both had an affection for the livestock and agriculture industry. Wells was a grad student at Texas Tech studying embryo reproduction. She heard a TED Talk that launched the idea for mGenesis.
I know that embryos are living organisms. They're developing. They've got to go from a single cell organism to a live calf in a span of less than 10 months. And so we realize that these embryos are undergoing changes. Humans just can't see them, but it's possible that computers can see them. And so we built a technology off of that hypothesis.
That technology can help cattle and dairy producers when it's all about getting the right genetics and growing the herd at the lowest cost. Ensuring pregnancy through in vitro fertilization is key.
But less than 50% of transferred embryos result in pregnancy. Part of this problem is because in today's state of art, we have no way to determine which embryos are live or dead. So our technology is a software-based solution where we record 30-second videos of embryos in culture. We do an analysis frame by frame on these videos of the embryos, and we use machine learning and artificial intelligence to scan these images to objectively evaluate the embryos so the veterinarian can just select the healthiest embryos for transfer.
If I can only transfer viable embryos, I can use fewer recipients, all the resources, costs associated with that, and still get the pregnancies that I need to to perpetuate the genetics that we're trying to do with embryo transfer.
To use the system, veterinarians simply record 30-second videos of embryos with their smartphone camera, upload videos to the mGenesis web-based platform, and results are delivered directly to the veterinarian in a digital report. Veterinarians and producers can use this information to make data-driven breeding decisions.
Hopefully with our solution, we're going to be able to eliminate some of those failures so that that people will feel more confident in the results that we can look forward to, and that they would be able to do this, perform more embryo work.
mGenesis got first runner-up at the American Farm Bureau's Ag Innovation Challenge, and even though it wasn't the top prize, it was a chance to showcase the industry-changing technology that's taking place in Texas.
As someone who started this company with an idea after watching a TED Talk in my kitchen 2 years ago, it's really amazing that our hard work and efforts are getting recognized at a national level, that we're able to present with the top ag innovators in the country, and that we really get this platform to showcase our technology, and more importantly, hopefully we can help veterinarians and breeders access our technology to help widen their profit margins and make livestock production more sustainable.
I'm Tammy Arender for Texas Agriculture Matters.
Well, thank you, Tammy. Hey, folks, today it's my pleasure to have Kara Wells joining us. Kara is CEO and founder of mGenesis. Kara, thanks for being on the show with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, you've got an agriculture background, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So I was actually born and raised in Missouri City, Texas, so more of the suburbs of Houston, but when I was about 6 or 7 years old, I just decided that I loved horses and I was going to have a career working with them. And I begged my parents for a horse. They obliged. I still own that horse today. But, you know, I got really involved in 4-H club when I was, you know, in middle school and high school. And I just loved it. I loved the people. I loved the idea of having a career where I got to work with animals. But I also loved science. So I needed to figure out, how can I have a career that promotes animal health but is also scientifically related? I think the veterinary route would be the more traditional route, but I actually fell in love with assisted reproductive techniques and different breeding technologies when I was a student at Texas Tech. And so I decided to pursue a PhD in animal science, and here I am. I work with all sorts of large animals and livestock, and I still have a career in ag.
Well, that's great. Now, mGenesis, a lot of our listeners don't know what that is. It was new to me. This is a new technology company. A new process. So tell us what mGenesis is.
Absolutely. So mGenesis is a company that I founded with a couple of others in 2019. And our mission is to promote the efficiency and sustainability of animal production through use of scientific innovation. Our specialty right now is reproduction, especially looking at embryo health. So mGenesis is a software company where we have created a product where veterinarians and producers can take 30-second videos of their animals' embryos, upload those embryos into our web-based platform. We run a machine learning analysis on these videos frame by frame, scanning each embryo for signs of life. So whenever you're investing in embryo transfer, IVF as a breeding technique, you can know for sure that your embryos are alive and healthy at time of transfer.
You got to be kidding me. So you can tell which embryos to implant, which ones to discard? Right now we just kind of, you know, do them all and hope, cross our fingers and see what happens.
Absolutely. So, you know, right now the current state of art is just a technician looking at those embryos under a microscope. But as a scientist and someone who'd studied embryos for a while, I knew that embryos are an organism that goes from one cell to a living, breathing, nursing calf in a span of, you know, about 10 months. And so these embryos had to be growing. They had to be dividing. Their cells had to be gaining in function to figure out, are they going to be a brain? Are they going to be nervous system? Are they going to be a heart? And so us as humans can't see that under a microscope, but maybe computers can. And so Russell Killingsworth, who's a veterinarian out of Shamrock, Texas, him and I teamed up. We started recording 30-second videos, and sure enough, it worked.
That's amazing. Now, you know, in agriculture, we continue to have to produce more with less. So this technology kind of moves us into agriculture with what I call 3.0. So tell us why it's important to continue to find new innovations in animal agriculture.
Create more with less. That's speaking my language, absolutely. You know, it is our job as animal scientists to figure out how do we feed this growing population from very finite resources. And so that's making animals more efficient and, you know, be able to produce more from fewer resources. So scientific innovation, especially in regard to emgenesis, we do two things that help us reach those goals. First, we reduce waste, because if we don't transfer embryos that have no chance of ever establishing pregnancy, we're going to save you recips. We're going to save you all the costs associated with the transfer of those
Save
embryos.
money. We all understand that.
But on the flip side, every embryo was selected to be transferred because you like their genetics. Those genetics should create a more profitable, productive animal. So you're only going to save costs at time of transfer, but you should also have more high-value offspring at the end of the result.
Yeah, you just end up maximizing your resources.
Absolutely.
Hey, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Kara Wells right here on Texas Agriculture Matters. Stay tuned. Well, howdy neighbors. Welcome back to Texas Agriculture Matters. I'm your host, Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller. Now, let's continue our talk with Kara Wells. Now, Kara, tell us about the future and what you see in your company in the foreseeable future. Where are you taking it?
Absolutely. So I think we're just getting started. So right now we are working to use technology to evaluate embryo viability. Is the embryo live or dead? We're predominantly operating in the beef and dairy sector right now, but I don't see why this can't be used on other species such as sheep, goats, and horses. And later this spring, we're supposed to start our first endangered species project, which is really exciting.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Next, outside of viability, we want to look at our technology and see if we can train machine learning models to predict embryo sex. And we believe that we can do it. And outside of that, our technology has been the first of its kind that can look at embryo growth and development in real time, and also reaction and response to their environment in real time. So if we can understand those things about the embryos as they're developing, we can better detect stress. We can help these IVF enterprises create culture techniques that optimize the growth of all of their embryos so they all have a good chance of making a live viable pregnancy. And we've even been approached about some human IVF embryo work to see if we can use this to help people start their families. And even crazier, can we use this to evaluate mammalian embryo development in space?
Oh, wow.
So the sky's the limit.
You're getting way ahead of me.
But we have a Texas-sized vision here.
So, you know, and that brings up a question. Where do you see this technology, animal reproduction, you know, animal agriculture reproduction 25 years? What do you see down the road?
You know, it's crazy because I think about what was going on 25 years ago. IVF and embryo transfer was really just in its infancy. Yeah. But now IVF and embryo transfer are becoming very routine breeding procedures. But pregnancy rates are still less than 50%, and that's a bottleneck. So we kind of want to alleviate that burden, improve the pregnancy outcomes of IVF and embryo transfer, and grow this industry in the next 25 years. And when we know that the embryos are alive and can result in live offspring, that opens the door for not just embryo transfer and IVF, but cloning, for more gene editing technologies, for trying to preserve these endangered species, trying to procreate the genetics of animals that are no longer alive here through cryopreservation. So I really think that because of the demand to improve the genetics of these animals on the farm and ranch, it opens the door for more opportunity in the next 25 years, and that we're going to see a lot more assisted reproduction in the future.
You know, this is actually fascinating, and I want to learn more about it. And I bet our listeners and people watching, especially those involved in the reproduction business, where can they find you? How do they find out about you? Where do they go? You got social media, you got a website. Tell them how to find out more.
We do have a website. It's emgenesis, EMGENISYS.co. We are on Facebook and Twitter, and I'm pretty active on LinkedIn.
Okay, well, good. Well, last question. Why do you think Texas agriculture matters?
Well, besides the obvious, Texas agriculture is literally why you and I get to eat, but I believe that it's opportunity. I believe that it's weird that we have opportunity here because Texas has really pioneered modern agriculture practices. And when you have such a progressive and, excellent industry, it's hard to move that needle, especially if you're one person or a small company like mine. But Texas agriculture matters because Texans in agriculture are not complacent people. They are striving to improve production, striving to improve efficiency, and striving to improve profitability. And that creates opportunity for people like me, so Texas can provide a more sustainable world for the future.
Well, Kara, that's a wrap. Thank you for being on our show. Probably going to get a call from Patrick Gotch to be on the Cowgirl channel. I promise you that segment's coming. But thank you for being with us, and thanks for what you do.
Appreciate it.
Hey, folks, we're going to go take a look at another one of our great Go Texan partners. For over 20 years, the Texas Department of Agriculture's Go Texan program has helped promote products made right here in the Lone Star State. From boots to salsa, Go Texan members make the best stuff on earth. Now, friends, let's take a look at one of these fine Texas businesses and why they are Go Texan proud.
Go Texan every day.
It's an awesome feeling to see your milk in the store, your name on this glass bottle. It just feels right. We started bottling our own milk in returnable glass bottles. You buy your milk in glass bottles, pay a deposit for the bottle, and then you bring your bottles back and you get your deposit back. The response was overwhelming. People loved the product. People loved the sustainability aspect of it, and people feel good about it. It gives them a sense that we're doing something. We're Frank and Annette Volleman. We're here in Comanche County. We dairy here since 1993. We made the decision to move from beautiful country in Europe, Luxembourg, to Texas. It just offered a lot more opportunities, a lot more space. Luxembourg is about the size of Comanche County. It's a really small country. We moved and found this beautiful place, and we made it our home. We started our operation milking 50 cows to the size where we are today. We milk about 5,000 cows. We run this dairy in partnership with our 4 boys, each one having their own responsibility.
So the milk comes here and we do quality tests on it. We process it, so we separate the fat out of it so that we can put it back in for like 2% milks and things like that. And then we pasteurize that milk, we homogenize it. It gets put into a bottle. Once it hits our cooler, we do more quality tests on it to make sure it's only the best. And then it gets put onto our delivery trucks and sent out to stores. They pick up any of the glass bottles that y'all bring back, and then it actually comes back to the plant where we take those glass bottles, we rewash them so that they can get refilled again. Right now we produce whole milk, 2% chocolate, strawberry. Our seasonal flavor is Texas homemade vanilla right now, and then we have some more seasonal flavors down the road.
It is very rewarding to see that the boys can be now part of our operations, and they are all 4 working together, and then seeing now with them having their little ones, it's awesome to see us all growing as a huge big family.
It all ties together, everybody has their responsibility, and they all have skin in the game. We made them all partners in the business, and that kind of gives them a feeling of ownership They know every morning why they wake up and why the hours are long. That's how we envision to build that legacy. So for them to be part of it, not only by their labor, but also owning a part of it.
We can always all help each other out if we need help on a certain days, different jobs and tasks that go on. Sometimes it is a little challenging getting along with everybody, but that's the fun part about it, trying to figure out how we can work together and get the job done.
I think as a family we've always really trusted each other, really worked together to make the job happen, and I think it's been like that from the beginning. I can't say that I've helped do one thing solely. I think it was teamwork effort from the beginning with all the family members, whether it's them stepping in when we need help here or there, and we've all just worked as a team.
Our main focus is our cows and the people that we work with. Even though we are a larger farm, we're still a family farm, and we absolutely care for our cows every day. So the barns and all these things we've invested in here on this farm, it's to really make their life better so that they stay healthy, that they can produce a lot of milk. They take care of us, we take care of them. It's a very symbiotic relationship.
You're Texan every day.
Well, neighbors, thank you for joining us for another episode of Texas Agriculture Matters. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the importance of agriculture innovation. Farmers and ranchers rely on technological advancements to improve farm efficiency and assist with the rising challenges of population growth and consumption patterns. In fact, the United States Department of Agriculture has initiated an agriculture innovation agenda. Their goal is to increase United States agriculture production by 40% while cutting the environmental footprint of agriculture in the United States in half. Now, we must continue to have an open arms approach to agriculture innovation and set our farmers, ranchers, and producers, we've got to set them up for success. As always, I'd like to close by saying thank you to every Texas farmer and rancher who works from sunrise to sunset to help keep our rural heritage alive. Finally, here's today's cowboy logic. Wrinkles merely indicate where the smiles have been. Thank you and God bless. Remember, friends, Texas agriculture matters.